Mamas wanted to talk about the breastfeeding class that's coming up. Reading some of your guys' comments, you guys are hilarious. Somebody was worried about feeding in public. Would they be uncomfortable with it? You know what, girl? You will not necessarily feel uncomfortable. To each his own. If it feels more comfortable for you to cover up, by all means, definitely do that. If you just want to let them fly, let them fly. I was actually that person that thought, you know what? I'm definitely going to cover up. I'm super uncomfortable. You should hear my birthing story. As far as being naked and birthing, I was pretty sure I was going to have clothes on the whole time. Kind of a funny story on how it ended up. But I say that to say this. Your idea of maybe what you're going to do and what actually happens is a little bit different. And you know what? That's okay. My husband is very pro breastfeeding, obviously, and he's never asked me to cover up, with the exception of one time we were on a flight. We fly a lot to do different trainings and to bring you guys the most up-to-date information that we can have. And we were on a flight one time, and there was 3 seats. I was in the middle seat, and Kinsley was really little, and I didn't care, and I just had him out. We all know that if a baby can drink as they're going up and down on the flight, that it helps their ears, along with chiropractic adjustments. But I had it out, and Kinsley was feeding and kind of sleeping at the same time, and Brent was like, you know what, maybe we should at least kind of put a small curtain on this side so he's not creeping in on you. And I thought, you know what, maybe it'll educate him a little bit on the just how great breastfeeding is and how natural it is. And if he has an issue with it, by all means, please ask me some questions, because I would be more than happy to educate him on me feeding my child. So anywho, you guys are super fun. I can't wait to meet all of you at the breastfeeding support class that's going to happen on Thursday, which is actually tomorrow. Bring your friends, bring your support system, bring your husbands if you want to, or leave them at home. Bring your babies if you want, or leave them at home. But this class is for anybody that's breastfeeding currently, or anybody that is pregnant planning on breastfeeding, that maybe has some questions, or if they're pregnant for the second time, maybe had some concerns on the first breastfeeding, and they maybe want a little bit more support through the second breastfeeding. But I want to hear all your stories. I want to hear all your concerns. I want to hear all your questions, and I want to hear from people as well that are have testimonies, have success stories. You know what? I consider myself a breastfeeding success with Kinsley, but I had some challenges too. And to each his own. What works for one person doesn't always work for the second person, and it doesn't mean that you're a failure. Jamie Provine is phenomenal with breastfeeding knowledge, and she is going to go over some really great stuff. She's going to have some tools. If you're a pregnant mom and you don't know maybe what a breast pump looks like, or that there's different sizes for the shield on that, I didn't know. So if you just want to come and kind of get hands-on with some of the tools and say, this is how you use it, this is when you should use it. I had a mom say that she has her breast pump ready in her hospital bag, and she's excited to take it to the hospital with her. Okay. I think Jamie's going to talk a little bit about maybe that might not be such a good idea. But again, we would love to answer your questions, and maybe you'll have questions that you didn't even know that you had. Come out, hang out with us. It's at 6 p.m. here at DeLong Family Chiropractic in Norman on Thursday, which is tomorrow, February 1st. It continues every first Thursday of the month. I had someone say, is this kind of a series? Do I have to go to every single class to get all the information that I need? Is this class going to be repetitive and just be the same information every time? And the answer is no and no. It's not a series. You don't have to come every single time. We're just here for support. We want to make sure that you can be successful in what you want to do with breastfeeding your child. If you want to go 6 months, if you want to go a year, if you want to go 2 years, you want to go 5 years, whatever that means to you, we want to make sure that you're successful with doing that. So it's just a support group. We're going to, again, talk about the struggles, and we're going to talk about the wins. But on top of that, Jamie's going to have information with specific things maybe on different class. This particular class, she's going to dive a little bit into breastfeeding tools, but that doesn't mean you can't ask questions about maybe I've heard this word cluster feeding. What the heck does cluster feeding mean? And should I be concerned with it? Should I have my baby on a strict feeding schedule? What is all of that? So you can absolutely ask her. She's an IBCLC, and she will have all the information for you. This is a free class, and if you can get an IBCLC to sit there and answer all your questions for free, I highly recommend that you come. And if nothing else, I promise you're going to learn something, and you're going to get her information in case it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you need some help. So come out February 1st, first Thursday of every month, 6 p.m. at DeLong Family Chiropractic. I'm excited to see you guys. Bye.